and evidence has pointed that Nigeria does not have any place until the 1914 fraudulent amalgamation by the British. And Nigeria itself has now become a questionable, you know, as the late legend Jeremiah Awolowo stated, that Nigeria is a country. As I welcome you, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. For our brothers that are in the Islam, Yoruba nation does not have anything against Islam. Rather, Yoruba nation is ready to protect the Muslims across the Yoruba land, láti Kwara State, títí dé Kogi State, all the way down to Indo State, and likewise further down to Ekiti State, Osun State, and as many of Oyo State, Ogun State, and Lagos, including all the Yorubas that are outside the geographical location known as Nigeria today. From there, mo sọ pé àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè fáwọn baba ńlá wa, the one that still exists and the one that has passed on, that we continue to pray that the gods of Yoruba land will protect us from the evil that has been done on many of our forefathers until they've now been forced to speak a language that is different from what we are speaking today, to try to change who we are as Omoluabi, because it was the colonial era that destroyed our true identity, that gave us a false narrative that is presently being used in this today Nigeria. So when many people say that we should save Nigeria, we don't have any business saving Nigeria. Those that wants to save Nigeria are the criminal politicians that believe that we should not accept our true identity. But for those of us that are true believers, that our identity does not represent Nigeria, and that is why when you travel around the world, you are not respected. So, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ìkànnì yìí, probably for the next 1 hour or thereabout, let us remember that Yoruba nation speaks the true Omoluabi, and we shall revive all this back when we eventually arrive at the final destination. There will be a lot of things that can be done to make sure that our Omoluabi ethos comes back, as the present in Nigeria would never give you a true Omoluabi identity. So if anybody is still thinking that you can have a better picture of Omoluabi, you will not get it in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not representing your true identity. That is why they destroy everything that was created during the western region of the late Obafemi Awolowo. That is why today education is not valued in Nigeria, because education is not for the North, because they believe that they are cows. And that is why at the Senate floor, a cow is now much more popular than a proper Nigerian. A citizen is now classified as cows. We can no longer live in a country where economy declines on a very fast, rapid way. The economy of Nigeria is no longer working for the Yoruba people. So it is important that Gbogboomo Yoruba believe that it is not fighting against any religion is why Yoruba nation has been coming up. It is not because we hate the Northerners or the Igbos or the rest of the 300 and whatever ethnic groups that the British forced to live together, even though we speak different language, we have different culture, and we are all different human beings that has different ideology. The British that forced the Nigeria on us knows this very well, but they went ahead through their own selfish interest, through their own criminality, to bring together as many of those that never would have loved to live together inside one country, probably as neighbors, just like British has neighbors in the different parts of the borders surrounding them, from France to Belgium to England to Germany and many other countries that they have relationship with. So when some of us that are sitting here on this very beautiful seat, that ṣàlàyé fún yín, one of the many reasons why we should not have anything to do with Nigeria. Your election will not bring you any good thing. Rather, it will create more problems, and those problems cannot be resolved with bullets, guns. It has to be dialogue. It has to be done in a way that we will not end up having another civil war in Nigeria, just as the civil war that the British forced to happen, that end up killing 5 million Biafrans because they refused to be part of what is known as the contraction called Nigeria. Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń criticize ìrìn àjò yìí, not because of anything, but because you hate or you are not confirming that those that are in charge, rather for you to be part of it as well, you have become a obstacle, a blocking block for the movement. Well, one day you will realize that it is not about me, it is not about Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, and it is neither about Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. It is about you. It is about your future. It is about your true identity that the British decided to transform into a different, questionable character called Nigerians, because it is the Nigerians in us that is not allowing a proper Omoluabi of the Yoruba to come back in us. At 4:29 a.m. on the 11th day of the month of June 2024, I am OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia, that brings the world closer to your doorsteps. And we say, Adúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní wákàtí àtẹ̀yin tí ẹ máa láǹfààní àti gbọ́ transmission yìí at the very conveniences of your own timetable. As I drive into the discussion, I start with the beautiful Yoruba anthem that we love, we cherish, that says, Iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlèrè. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. According to the Yoruba anthem, it stated that Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìgbà wo ni a fi bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ wa? The Yorubas are well read across the globe. Good morning to each and single and those silent watchers that have joined me at every point that we come live. Whether you are commenting, whether you disagree with my views, there's no amount of your prayer that will change the economic situation of Nigeria. The country is already in a complete mess. We blame President Tinubu for bringing the evil monster Buhari to destroy Nigeria further than what it's meant to be. Even if Nigeria was working, there's no amount of what you can say for those that still wants to go out of this country called Nigeria. So let me quickly appreciate those of you that have joined me, and then we start going into this discussion probably for the next 1 hour. That is probably the max I can go this morning. Moki, Mr. Diwale Adeshoye, good morning to you. Moki, Mr. Latif Owosheni, I appreciate you. Moki Babawa, Tokyo _778. I can see you, Mr. Solex39. Sometimes some of you refuse to comment. Maybe Ewalenu share. You're just plugged in. Moki, Mr. Eni Ola A. Oluwaseun. Good morning to you, sir. Miyawa Jokes from 1912 say, what's up, brother? Well, I am here. Already awoken. If I'm meant to be going to work, I should also be awake to make sure that I'm prepared to go to work. So for me, this is just a normal routine, and it is already embedded in me. So it doesn't matter. I've told you, Koikimedia is a 24 hours platform. We can be live at any time. Good morning to those of you on the Twitter space, which I'm going to start now. Moki, brother me, Oluwafemi Falodun, Mr. Oluwafemi Adeniran Adewumi, I shout out to you as well. And I'll say good morning to my big egbon, Mr. Waris Jinodu. We talk about a lot of things right on this particular platform, just like many other Yoruba platform that engage with us regarding why Yoruba should have nothing. Yoruba people must exit. I mean, exit that shithole country called Nigeria. Don't put sentiment to it. Don't try to bring it as it will change. It is the leadership, or it is this, it is APC, it is PDP. They are all shithole, and nothing good will come out of criminals that have destroyed our true picture of who we are. Don't give them any room. Let us say it the way it is. Good morning to you, A1G1 Green Foundation. Good morning to all my Biafrans. Good morning to the Hausas. Good morning to all the different ethnic groups that British forced to live together. So we're going to go straight into it, as we are very, very limited with the timing this particular morning. So we'll start with, first and foremost, according to the leader of the Yoruba nation, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, that says that we should continue to treat as many different areas that you might probably look as the future manifesto of a Yoruba country. If you need to know more about this movement, you can either check me out on my website that has many information, many documents, many files. The one that I'm treating right now is a 95-page that I printed out as well. And as you can see right there, as it stated clearly, that the good news, the path to prosperity in our Orile-Ede Yoruba, this is what the future we should be looking forward to. You will not, there's no amount of your praise and worship in any of these magnificent building that is known as religious center, which I love to see those buildings, but I want to see a Yoruba industrial. I want to see a Yoruba building, proper housing for many Yoruba people, proper education, that we don't have to run to UK. That is a business center. Like I tell you, the United Kingdom is a business center when it comes to the university. So if you expect it, Emawaka in the UK, please make your way down here, but make sure you have £22,000 every year to pay to the British system, British economy, and yet we are all still not satisfied, because after those proper education with a well-equipped education background that you will experience, you might probably end up working at the Tesco till. You might working in the NHS as probably a carer. Many of us that have read would not use that to work in this country. And I'm not making this up. UK is very, very smart. They only need the top of the best. They don't need every single one of us. I have lived there for 24 years and I know what I'm talking about. Moki Mr. Labi Samuel. But if you have the means, make your way down here or to any other countries around the world. We might probably get one or two of you that will work as an accountant in KPMG and all these big, multinational companies. It is not your prayer that will get you those jobs, but we can build a new Yoruba nation that has multiple of layers of job that needs to be done. Road network, airport, tourism, building the economy from the scratch with what we called Omoluabi national character. But today, you don't expect to build a corrupt Nigeria with even a corrupt Omoluabi, because most of us are still Omoluabi Yorubas. We have respect, but the Nigerianness in us is taking away that Omoluabi. Omoluabi wa náà ló kó wa sí yọ́yọ́ níbi tá a dé lénìí, that even most of our land wants to be taken away from us. Most of our properties wants to be destroyed by those that do not accept us as human beings. I don't want a country where Sharia becomes the norm. I don't want a country where Christianity becomes the norm. I don't want a country where Isheshe takes over. It has to be leveraged among all the three religions, and for those that probably doesn't even have any faith in it. We cannot force ourselves into a country where you will not be respected. So Abakitoye has given me a task as a media to explain, to talk about it, and we've started this some few weeks back. If you have missed some of the ones that we've done in the past, you would have to go back. So we're going to read the introduction quickly, and then from there, I will then go straight into the one page. It's just literally a one page. You can also print it out. If you need a copy, you can go on my website. You will find the copy in there. So let's go to the introduction. Lenkonsi, good morning. Welcome, Yoruba Bekuta Mokinyi. I got a call from someone in Nigeria yesterday, I believe from Kwara State. Only Mr. Koiki, kendo deti gbogbo gba te man post nkan, e man yo Kwara kuro nile, e de man yo Kogi kuro. There is no day I have sat here. There is no day I have sat here talking about Yoruba Nation and I have omitted Kwara and Kogi State. Those two states, they not want to hijack it, they want to steal it from us, but they are Yoruba places. Ile Yoruba ni Kwara, Ile Yoruba ni Kogi. British created a lot of mess, and that is what we are experiencing today. So, need this notion that Kwara ti Kogi Okishile Yoruba, it is a full Yoruba ground. The North just want to steal it. And we all know the history, especially of Ilorin. So, Kwara, and they've been participating. And that person was shocked. I have 4 different WhatsApp groups that link to Kwara that I personally am inside those groups. So nobody should be left behind when it comes to the Yoruba Nation struggle. So let's go straight to the introduction, then I'll go straight to the discussion briefly because of my timing this morning. And I'm very, very conscious of my time because time is money. Every 1 hour that I sit, it is meant to be about £11.40, the basic pay for me in the UK. Whether I get paid for this or not, it is just part of what I should do for my people, especially as most of them do not have the basic understanding of what Nigeria is all about. It's a shithole, nothing less than that. Don't call it any other thing. It doesn't value human lives. It doesn't value human being. And we have seen it, and we are seeing it on a daily basis. It's not about the Fulani in the forest. It's about every goddamn thing that you can think of in that contraction you all want to appreciate. Yes, continue to love Nigeria until it breaks up, but Nigeria will never love you, even if you love Nigeria as much as you think Nigeria loves you. In the following pages, this is Babakitoye. I try to present a glorious picture of our soon-to-come country, our Orile-Ede Yoruba. I try to describe the dreams that are impelling millions of Yoruba men and women in all countries of the world to engage seriously in the Yoruba self-determination struggle, to come together in a countless self-determination organizations and clubs, to keep awake, which is what I am doing now, keep awake. We must be awake. This is not the time to be sleeping. Tamamadato, Moke Aziz Badeshere, Momsibiri Elano, Moni Moitiri, Latodwe, Lagbara Lidumari, Bugba Sheshe Funwa. Thank you for the love all the way from Miami. And thank you so much for the voice note that I have delivered on your behalf to Dr. Chisonde Bowo, Wanikimaki Dada. We will keep a lot of awake for many hours in the night. So don't worry when I wake up and I'm doing this program when I should be sleeping next to my wife or my children. It is just a task that I should be doing. Just the same way, tell you not a PhD, you are staying awake, right? Why not are you not staying awake when we talk about Yoruba Nation? Notification. It is your responsibility to wake up because ati wa ninu danger and we don't even know when anything can go boom. Yes, we might not know before, but listen that you are aware. Every one of us will be waking up. We will be sleeping with less time. And there's a lot of different groups and different people that are doing different meetings and different engagements in different groups across the world to make sure that we in Ajoyi will remain very, very fruitful, will remain very, very peaceful, and we remain as an intelligentsia. And when I use the word intelligentsia, it means a lot so that we can exit that oloshi, the British don't put in Nigeria. We are not against the British people, but we are angry and upset with the British system that kept us in darkness for the last 110 years, called a country that was never meant to exist. To keep awake for many hours night after night, putting ideas from their disciplines and professions in writing about our soon-to-come country shall be great, prosperous, and powerful in the world. God Almighty made us Yoruba people a great people of talent, intellect, and skills, and the large numbers of us are now pouring out those gifts into the ideas that will make our country one of the greatest, the most famous countries in the history of the world. It can only be done if we are all involved. Kò ń ṣe kí ẹnìkan wà ní diaspora kó máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà dá. Ó ṣe padà lọ sí Nàìjíríà yẹn k'Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó dá níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìwà àtàwọn tó wà níbẹ̀. Very, very hypocrite people. Hypocrisy ló máa pa gbogbo yín. You live in the comfort of your own environment outside Nigeria. Ó wá ń sọ fáwọn tó wà Nigeria pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó dá. Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate America? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate UK? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate Japan? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ní Saudi Arabia fi operate? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate Jerusalem? Àwọn ọmọ Jerusalem ṣe máa fọ Ọlọ́run kọ́nà Ọlọ́run làwọn máa fi jà. We saw how Israel has massacred over 30-something thousand people. 80,000 people are in danger, and so many places have been destroyed. And we hope the peace that they're finding will come quickly and save millions of those in that region. And stop abusing God. Let God be. Ọlọ́run will stay be ẹ̀yin. You sit here and you're calling God. Good morning, Queen Tiema. It is unfortunate leader past didn't have the foresight to see that the artificial construct that made the world cause such suffering. Well, can we really blame them? We should probably blame those that came as a visitor during that exploration from Portuguese and the rest of the people that came in, that we welcome very well into a very beautiful continent known as Africa until they destroyed the boundaries. Try to go to many African countries, like even Dangote Tolowo, you will be getting visa. I was reading a thread yesterday about a young woman that traveled through one of those crazy airports, stripped naked, as if, she's a criminal with your Nigerian passport. Ayamaja. I have experienced it because British passport. You travel with that passport, it looks like you are in danger already. And I'm not talking about before Yoruba Nation. They might be using magnifier. Most time I've been to some countries, which I'll be telling you in the near future, some of my experience. Many of you are still experiencing it today. with that shithole identity that you are so proud of. I want sort of wake up by Yoruba nation, can work together, can push it. Some of you are laying back. You are too intelligent. You know better than Baba Kitoye. At 89, Baba tó ti pé 89, torí tó ń wò wá báyìí. So you think Tinubu knows better than Baba Kitoye? Some of you come and talk, oh, do you hate Tinubu? What do you mean do I hate Tinubu? I love him more than you. Òun ni kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀, ṣe aránṣẹ́. And let's hope gbogbo tó wà lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ gangan ni kò ṣe. But time is ticking. But we are not going to sit back and think that Tinubu will fix Yoruba country for us when we are the one that will make sure we force him on a roundtable dialogue. And when I mean force him, it means everything. And into bá yẹ níbẹ̀ ni kò yẹ, gbogbo ẹni kọ́ la máa fi sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ nísìn. Ó kù díẹ̀ nìbọn ro, ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ máa dọ́yọ̀, ariwo ẹ̀ ló máa pọ̀. God Almighty made us Yoruba people a great people of talent, intellect, and skills. And the large numbers of us are now pouring out those gifts into ideas that will make our country one of the greatest, the most famous countries in the history of the world. That will make us Yoruba people a loving, laughing, illuminated family of happy and contented men, women, and children. A lot of intellectual and effort by our people come to me as a father, Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, of our self-determination struggle. Altogether, they make me humble, happy, proud, employ my own speciality and insight. I here put forth point by point, which is what we're going to be treating another pointer known as first and foremost in our Orílẹ̀-èdè Yoruba. We shall seriously revive our national character, Omoluabi ethos. Point by point, the main items of what I perceived to be our nation purpose, determination, and expectation. Wait for APC manifestation from level to chain to renew chain to shege. Everybody don't keep being. And let's hope a better outcome from the meeting from our Southwest governor talking about agriculture. Expect people to go into the farm when Fulani is massacring and killing everybody. Deal with the security, and the Yoruba people will be back in their farms making food available for everyone to buy and live a proper life. And so agriculture, you have not dealt with the security of these crazy Fulanis that have been brought by Buhari and the rest of Real Rufai and the Sultan of Sokoto. They are criminals to destroy Yoruba territory. And I hope they are serious this time around. Not their mimic wearing a bada, come and come and deceive every single one of us. You're a born bastard and you lose your governors. Why? Wake up and deal with the security level threat against Yoruba people. If not, and one citizen economic and I'm talking to all the governors. Cut this and send it to them. Until you put things right. Ayuba, and a very good morning to you all the way in the southeast part of London. Moki Grandma Leajayi. A lot of intellectuals and other effort by our people come to me as a father of the self-determination struggle. All together, they make me humble, happy, and proud. Employ my own speciality and insight. I put forth point by point, which we have been treating, the main items of what I perceive to be our nation's purpose, determination, and expectation. He is now urging all Yoruba people to read it. If you cannot read it, this is the reason why I am treating it on a daily basis. Because some of us are not good in reading, but at least about finish analysis by, you have already grabbed it. But if you need a copy for yourself, you can always get it from my website or make a request and I'll send it to you. I urge each to endeavor to bring the benefit of his or her own speciality to bear on any of his various pointers. I'm not going to get involved. I want to share but you can sit with the crazy Fulani people and expecting some kind of outcome from Nigeria. ṣèbí púpọ̀ ní náà ti fẹ́ lọ ṣe politics ṣèbí nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ka oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó máa kà lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ lẹ sádànù election lọ fi ṣe ní UK ní sáà àti gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti pààyàn kan o ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta síbi kan o sometimes you don't even know that the election is coming kò sí owó tó gbé síta for anybody kó máa pump owó káàkiri. That is what is known as a civilized election that is coming. Even South Africa's election gone, minimums of what we saw the outcome of it, all automated. About fish election in next year, nísìn, ọmọ Yorùbá nísìn, èyí tó fi jalè láàrin wọn wà ńbẹ̀, èyí tó fi ra fìlà, tó fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi. Pump money and then eventually you're expecting good outcome from these crazy politicians after 30 pump owó. Mọ̀ pé owó yẹn ló máa kọ́kọ́ lé padà. So you expect them in the first 4 years to survive you after they've pumped billions into an election for their own family and their cronies. And that's why election in Nigeria is a do or die. And that's why blood spill all the time during election. Election, we told you about any intention to return back to Nigeria. Anyway, Christina Oluwole, please don't let Baba Akintoye back to Nigeria. He has no business in Nigeria. He's very comfortable, and we continue to appreciate President Talon for giving us the room to operate from Benin Republic, because Ile Yoruba ni kó tó di pé wọ́n pín gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ní 1884 àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn òyìnbó tí wọ́n ní kú síbi táṣan wọn wà àwọn bàbá òfò yẹn wọ́n pín gbogbo Áfíríkà wọ́n sọ di tiwọn ní 1884 tó ń pè ní Berlin Conference. So I move swiftly because of my time, because this program ends just about 5:30 or thereabout. In its totality, this is like a manifesto from those of us who are fighting for our sovereign Yoruba nation. You think I'm fighting so that people can know me? So think about Yoruba nation, you think people, Sabuno, don't she comedy, more this, more that. So you think that if I don't do Yoruba nation, I will not be well known within the little confinement of my own environment. Ṣèbí máa máa ṣe nǹkan táwọn èèyàn máa fi mọ̀ mí ni. Tí n bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kéèyàn mọ̀ mí, ṣèbí máa lọ sí private sector, màá máa ṣiṣẹ́ mi, ṣèbí kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ̀yàn. Ṣé gbogbo èèyàn ni wọ́n mọ̀ lágbàáyé ni? So some of us will not be known, some of us will be known. Bí láyé ṣe rí nìyẹn. Think we come here and sit down because àwọn èèyàn fún wa ní àdúpẹ́ ẹ ṣe ẹ ti fún wa lówó. Ṣèbọ́kọ̀ fi appreciate wa ni for the work and the tireless that we are putting into the effort of what we are doing. Ṣáwọn èèyàn fún àwọn èèyàn lówó, ṣe fake power nìkan náà máa ń fún lówó ni. But ẹ pé ẹ wà well educated enough. Every platform tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ló máa ń sọ pé support this platform either through monetary, through whatever, through gift. Tí wọ́n náà bá fi pé ìtorí nǹkan tá à ń gbà nínú ẹ̀, ìwọ náà gbé fóònù síwájú kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà. Káwọn èèyàn lè máa donate owó fún ẹ. Because that is the impression of some of you. Ṣé Yorùbá ìyẹn la fi ń jẹun láti jọ́ tèmi ti wà ní UK in my 24 years. Èmi tí ìyá mi lé mi kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tí mo sọ pé mo fẹ́ lọ sí Unilag, ó ní Unilag ò fowó. Máa bọ̀ ní London kó wá jókòó pẹ̀lú mi, kó máa ṣiṣẹ́, kó ní experience, kó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ lágbàáyé. Ṣèbí ẹ̀ lèmi ṣe sá kúrò Nàìjíríà just like my mom run away. So ṣé Yorùbá nation ti wáyé ní 1998 tí mo kúrò Nàìjíríà? Lọ sí phase 2 kó lọ bèrè mi Ládéníjì Adélé. Let me be proud of myself. Mom see me send owó bí ṣégè, èmi mọ̀ pé àyàn fàṣẹ ni. Every week ni mo ń gba Western Union. Ìyà ò jẹ mí tí mo fi kúrò Nàìjíríà. I lack nothing. Nothing ni mo sọ fún ẹ. Lọ Adéníjì Adélé kó bèrè pé ta ló ń pè ọmọ Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, ọmọ grandmother mi ló ń pè ní Alájà Ìdú. Ó ṣàmọ̀ papa SL Ìdú lẹ́pẹ̀. We are all part of the family. Kàmáì tí wàá sọ bàbá tó bí mi náà ló ń pè ní Kóìkì. So ìtura àjókòó sórí social media. Ìbá kan appreciate ara wa ni. I pity a lot of you. Ẹ máa jẹ́ káwọn olùṣí politicians yín kọ́ máa rán yín wá kẹ́ máa attack wa. Èmi kọ́ lẹ́yìn attack. Nǹkan táwọn ọmọ mi bá jí nísìn wọ́n lọ sí iléèwé. Bí ìyàwó mi bá jí nísìn wọ́n lọ síbi iṣẹ́. Èmi náà bá tèmi lọ. Tó bá ti jẹ́ the same thing pẹ̀lú àwọn family tiẹ̀ náà ní Nàìjíríà, fine, no problem. O ní láti worry. Ní tó bá wọn ẹni kò sọ sí mi. But if you are still one of those that is struggling, you need to focus on Yoruba nation. Nígbà wo ló máa wáyé? Ẹ fi yẹn lẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo wòlíì pátá ló sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa pín. Bí wòlíì kan bá ṣe sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò ní pín Ọlọ́run pa fún ẹ. Ọlọ́run ti fi wọ́n ò fi sọ síta ni. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ, including Baba Adébóyè àti gbogbo wọn pátápátá. And I love him so much. Tí bá dẹ̀ ń dárúkọ wọn, à ń dárúkọ wọn fún purpose of pé I recognize wọn ni. Don't take it as a personal way. Ó ti ń attack wọn. Ìyá àdúrà gan mọ̀. I know her personally. Kò ń ṣe pé mo ní nọ́mbà wọn lọ́wọ́, but tí bá fẹ́ rí wọn nísìnyí máa lọ sí church wọn ní Clapham. I have cordial relationship with the children. I have attended the Celestial Church where she operated from in London. Gbogbo wọn lọ́mọ̀ pọ̀ lọ́n sọ fún wọn pé Nàìjíríà máa pín, bọ̀ kò ṣe gbogbo wọn lọ́mọ̀ àfi sọ síta báwa ṣe ń sọ yìí. So let's dive into the discussion, and then I will just do a bit of a more analysis. At 5:30 this program ends because òwúrọ̀ ni ọjọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lẹ̀ fọkànbalẹ̀. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ. If our politician comes back and starts dealing with what we are discussing, màá dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún gbogbo wọn. Ìtàn pè ní ọmọlúàbí ni wá. But for now, èpèlè máa gbà lẹ́nu mi, because our people are suffering for the negligence of not putting security. Ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ agriculture. So nísìnyí lẹ́yìn ṣe ń rí agriculture as part of what could be buoyant to survive us as people. So ẹ̀yin ò rí tẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà tí Ìgbòho ń pariwo pé wọ́n wọnú igbó. Ṣebí gbogbo ẹni bàbá Adébánjọ sọ fún yín, abẹ́rẹ́ pé mo mọ̀ ni. It's not for public consumption. Ṣebí wọ́n sọ wọ́n bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin governors. Ó ṣàní nǹkan tẹ́ sọ fún bàbá Adébánjọ. Àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re. Ẹ wá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ agriculture nísìn. So nísìn ẹ̀yin ṣe mọ̀ pa agriculture ó wà valuable fún ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá. Orígbà tó pa gbogbo wa tán wọnú igbó tán dún àwọn ìyá yẹn mọ́lẹ̀. Ìyá àgbàlagbà tó ti wà ní menopause, tí olórí burúkú Fúlàní tó ń kó pẹ́rán tó ń tìbọ̀ ìyá nídìí. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín. Àwa lá nílẹ̀ wa kò sí nǹkan. Amẹ́ríkà máa padà lọ ni. Ẹ lọ wo 80, wọ́n kó gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn kúrò ńbẹ̀ ni. A gbàdúrà kí rògbòdìyàn wọlé. Bó tó bá jẹ́ pé èèyàn náà ni, ó máa end up bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. But for now, peaceful movement ni. Ẹ rò pé ní sójà tọlọ́pàá, Biafra fojú hàn mẹ́wàá kí gbogbo wa tó pín, ó kù díẹ̀. First and foremost, in our orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, we shall seriously revive our national character. As soon as our country, orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, is born, our government will immediately begin to lead us Yoruba people to embark on a desperately, ògbóyìnbó yẹn, in tó ṣe pàtàkì, tó ṣe kókó, a gbọ́dọ̀ ni. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà nínú curriculum wa pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní ọmọlúàbí lára. Torí olórí burúkú ìlú tí British create yìí, ó ti gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa, including myself. Kò ń ṣe pé mo yọra mi kúrò ńbẹ̀. In tí Nàìjíríà ṣe sí ayé wa nìyẹn. Kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe country. Bó bá wọn ẹ̀kọ́ ní pray fún Nàìjíríà, ó lè pray fún ọ̀run ẹ̀, kò pray fún family ẹ̀ pé orí ilẹ̀ tó wà. Nàìjíríà kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀. Àwa lá ní ilẹ̀. O lè fi Jésù gbàdúrà pé ilẹ̀ tí mo dúró lé yìí, kọ́bẹ Elédùmarè kó jọ kó wọlá òkè kó wọlá ilẹ̀ yìí kó jẹ́ kí n rí tèmi ṣe. Bọ̀ kó wá sọ pé kọ́lọ́run jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà fọwọ́. Nàìjíríà olórí burúkú òṣìwò. Ìwọ mọ bá ṣe pínlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ni. Amọ̀rú àǹjọ̀nú wo ló fi pínlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà? Ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe Nàìjíríà, ṣátẹ̀mọ̀ bí olórí burúkú Lùgádà àtìyàwó ẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe jigijigi tí wọ́n wá ṣe ń gbàdúrà fún? No, wàá máa gbàdúrà fún ilẹ̀ yẹn àti ìran ẹ̀. Ìyẹn làdúrà ẹ̀ máa fi máa gbà. But bí pásítọ̀ kan bá ní God bless Nigeria, God ò ní bless Nigeria. Ìlú mẹ̀jẹ̀mẹ̀jẹ̀ ni, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta sílẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta sílẹ̀. Kò dẹ̀ ní dá fún gbogbo àwọn ìran tó kó wa papọ̀ sínú inú wa ìdààmú yìí. Gbogbo wọn pátá, láti gbogbo àwọn tó ti kú tó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀ràn yẹn, wọ́n ní ṣoríire torí àwọn ló kó wa sínú ìdààmú tá wà yìí, tí gbogbo àfi ń struggle káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé tó yẹ ká wà lórí ilẹ̀ wa. British mélòó ló ń travel? America mélòó ló ń travel? Ṣé báwọn èèyàn ń gbé l'America? American citizen mi ò ní passport. Kí ló ń wá káàkiri? There's 52 states. Ó ti tán, ó sì lọ sí gbogbo state. It's good to travel. It's a good experience. But nísìn YouTube ti wà. Àwọn kan take it serious traveling kan dé pé ìwọ́gun ò ní lè lọ. Wà á lọ wo lórí YouTube. Wọ́n máa ń pè ní extreme travelers. Ìyẹn lọ́sọ̀ ń pè ní travel blogs. Gbogbo ta fi ṣe níjọ́ ní ní ẹ̀kọ́ tó di pọ́ lọ́n tó arrest wa sórí eléyìí. Ọlọ́run tẹ̀lé oníkólú ẹ̀ má tẹ̀ tí káàkiri gbogbo Nàìjíríà bí olú ọba ti há síbi kan tó máa wáyàn. Ìlú òfò. Ìlú tí tó ń jíyàn gbé. Tó ń jíyàn gbé tí security ò gbé helicopter tó máa fi wá yín tó máa fi wá gbogbo yín bí tó kó yín pamọ́ sí. Ìlú yẹn ni wọ́n wá ń gbàdúrà fún. Máa gbàdúrà. Mo kí ìyá wa Christina Olúwọlé. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ. Tẹ́ bá ń sùn máa ta yín lómi jí. Kò sọ́run ìbùkún fórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ó lè máa fi yẹn gbàdúrà lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. What God cannot do. Mo máa ń wà lórí àwọn gbogbo àwọn program yẹn, mo kàn ní sọ church tí mò ń follow ni, mo ní wọn lọ́pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ, tílẹ̀ bá mọ́ nísìnyí náà máa ń wà lórí program yẹn, mo kàn ní comment ni, ètò bá ti comment ẹ mọ̀ pé mo wà níbẹ̀. I believe in Christianity, I believe in Islam. Inú Islam ló bí mi sí, olùṣí. Àtẹ̀tí ni kí n má bóyín mọ́, má bínú. Kò tí lè kúrò lẹ́nu díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà ni. But ẹ̀yin politicians yẹn, ìpìlẹ̀ ẹ máa gbà lójoojúmọ́ lẹ́nu mi. Torí ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń kó wa sínú ìdààmú yìí. Ẹ padà wá sílé. Ẹ sọ fáwọn northerners bá a ṣe mọ́. Kò sí nǹkan tó lè fún yín ṣe. Àwa máa tẹ̀lé yín lẹ́yìn. A ṣe mọ́ bàbá ká yọ bíríjì tó yọ gbogbo àkókò gbogbo ká yọ bíríjì wèrè dànù. Ká ṣe revive ilé ayé wa. Ká wọ ọmọlúàbí. Torí pé the Nigerianness ta wà nú ẹ̀. We need to revive. Needed the task of reviving the quality of our Yoruba ethics and character. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló máa rí àgbàlagbà. Brother mi kan níbi ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá a ní Koiki àmì ẹgbẹ́lẹ̀ mi àti èyí máa lo ẹ fún mi. Àtútù gbàgbé. Ìtàn pè lọ́mọ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Àwa la ní èdè, àwa la ní àṣà. Wàá rí ẹlòmíì wá dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún. Ó tó máa sọ pé especially nísìn tí ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lé, mo máa ń sọ pé look like ẹni tó sick. Ìyẹn ti dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín tán kí yín tó mọ̀ pé age mate ni yín. Because the poverty level is showing in the faces of our people. Ẹ wo mo ń gbọ́ Yorùbá wuyì lánàá. Ẹ wo bí pastor ti Igbo yẹn, Father Mbaka, ẹ wo bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kí lẹ fẹ́ jẹ tẹ́ lè jẹ. Ẹ̀yin kówó jẹ, ẹ̀ ń kówó jẹ, ẹ̀ ń kówó jẹ. Aráàlú ń jìyà. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀sí àwọn èèyàn lójú. Wọ́n ní kẹsàn sálárì ẹni ó ti pọ̀ jù. Senator dẹ̀ ń gba 30 million. Mo kí bàbá mi Oyèrónkẹ́ Ọláníyàn ẹ káàbọ̀. Senator ń gba 30 million. Iṣẹ́ òun ni senator ń ṣe tó ń gba 30 million. Ara ọ̀kan yín sí yẹn. Ara yín máa kan Gaza sáwà. Àwa lè máa lè dé mọ́. Ọkùnrin tí náà tẹ́ bá lè lè dé. But ẹ lè dé mọ́ àwa o. A gbé fún yín tán. Ẹgbọ́n tí Mass B sọ lánàá. Wọ́n náà kan tí ń threaten àwọn ọba wa kankan. Èmi ò tí ì fara mo fẹ́ pe Mass B ni. Anybody bá threaten àwọn ọba kan tó ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation. Yàtọ̀ sí ká fún yín lépè, a máa rán àwọn alálẹ̀ sí yín ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá mọ̀ pé ẹ ṣe Yorùbá nation, ẹ ṣàrà fi wá sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Father Mbaka. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀kùn lánàá tí mo ń gbọ́ lórí Yorùbá wuyì. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn yẹn wá o. A kò dájú o. Ọ̀sùn tuntun bẹ̀rẹ̀. London ló ń pè. So let's go quickly. Our 60 years, 60, don't pè ní 6 decades of living as ọmọ tó ń pè ní underdogs. Jẹra yín lẹ́sẹ̀. In the deepened poverty. Bí bàbá kí tó ṣe kọ́ ni mo ń sọ. Èmi kí èmi kàn elaborate ni. Kí ló ń pè ní 60? Ẹ bá mi sọ ní 60 years ní Yorùbá yẹn. Kó Yorùbá tèmi gẹ́tà sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So that kó lè yí ẹ dáadáa. Mo kí ẹ young president. Ẹlòmíà máa béèrè pé ta ló máa jẹ president wa. Young president yìí lè jẹ́. Ìwọ náà lè jẹ́. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé Rishi Sunak prime minister wa ní bíbá èmi dàgbà jùlọ ọmọ 1980 ní orí bó ṣe lílẹ̀ lẹ́ngbẹ́ owó burúkú wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bó ṣe wà yẹn òun àti ìyàwó ẹ̀ 60 ọdún tá ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà. We are living underdogs in the deepened poverty. Àwa ìran ọmọ aládé ìyẹn kan wá náà jẹ àtẹ̀rẹ̀ egungun jẹ mọ́ nísìn ṣèbí tẹ́lẹ̀ ní à ń jẹ egungun àrí egungun òun kan àrí jẹ bìkọ́ àwọn egungun kan wà nígbà tẹ́mi wà Nàìjíríà tí n tó travel tá a bá lọ ra túwó àníkọ́ ta bọ́gọ́ sí bọ́gọ́ yẹn egungun kan ló ń pè egungun yẹn gangan ló ṣe ń jẹ túwó kí ní kàn mí pẹ̀lú túwó egungun inú omi ọbẹ̀ yẹn ẹ bá mi fi bọ́gọ́ sí bọ́gọ́ òun gan ní sàn àrí jẹ àbí yẹn kan sì ń jẹ bọ́gọ́ pọ̀ mọ́gán ẹ̀rí jẹ. Mo rí fídíò kan wọ́n ti ń fi kùkúmbà wọ́n fi ń sọ ọbẹ̀ ẹ̀rí pé wàhálà ti dé. Kùkúmbà ó yọ gbogbo síìdẹ̀ ó blend ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ata àtàlùbọ́sà ó dín ẹran ó dẹ̀ sọ yẹn di omi ọbẹ̀. Ṣé gbogbo aláma di vegetarian? ní ọgọ́ta ọdún tá a ti ń gbé nínú Nàìjíríà, our living as underdogs in the deepening poverty and hopelessness of Nigeria. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí kò jẹ́ kí ọmọ sọ síta ni. Àwọn kan ní a ní hope. Yes, we are at the beginning of the shit hole country. Even though pé hope yẹn wọ́n túmọ̀ mọ́ dá wálẹ̀. And don't blame, the Igbos for everything. We go back, Simon Ekpa, only let's go back to the root of the foundation. Show root of the foundation is independent. No. It is part of the problem. Because the 1914 amalgamation is the root of the problem in Nigeria. Discussing Koiki, Mokin Baba mi Oladele Olamilekan, Efe Kemi ma sọ̀rọ̀ 1960. So, gbogbo 1914 yẹn ká ṣe kíni kìndánù. The root of the cause of the problem tá à ń face lẹ́ni is the 1914 amalgamation. Because òun ló kó gbogbo àpapọ̀. If we are together now, only biscuit bone no dey again o. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Òun ni young president sọ fún mi pé Koiki ń bolo ti fẹ́ rí biscuit bone. Àní ta fi ń ra túwó nìyẹn sẹ́ nígbà tí mi wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Mo kí ẹ ṣáko. Bàbá mi Oyèrónkẹ́ Ọláníyan ní níbo ni hope náà wà? Àwọn kan dẹ̀ ṣe ń expect pé a máa rí hope. Bó bá tẹ̀yẹ pé wọ́n tẹ̀jẹ́ kárí hope 93 yẹn lò, wọ́n padà pa Abíọ́lá náà ni. The same set of people. Àìtí rí justice fún Kẹwàá Abíọ́lá, ẹ̀ ń wá justice fún yàn kan ní 2024. Àrí justice fún Tolúlọpọ̀ Arótilé. Bá mi ṣe mọ̀ pé ó ti ń lọ pé ọdún mélòó kan nísìn tó ti pọ̀ ọmọ yẹn. Ẹ ní rántí mọ́ ṣèbí family ẹ̀kọ́ ló kú. Family ṣe fada ṣì wà láyé, màmá ẹ̀ wà láyé, àdẹ̀tí rí justice fún. Báwo lẹ ṣe expect kí irú àwọn ìyá yẹn máa fẹ́ lójoojúmọ́? Ìwọ wá ń gbàdúrà fún hope. Wọ́n mú ọmọ odindi ọmọ tó wọnú public transport ní Lagos tó ń ṣe abúlé ẹ̀mí àdárúkọ state kankan máa ní Koiki, mo lè sọ pé abúlé Ìfìdípọ̀tẹ̀, at least kò sẹ́ni tó máa bú mi sí yẹn. Rahim Abbas mo kí odindi ọmọ tó láwà tó yàn lè fẹ́ sílé bí ìyàwó tó máa bímọ fún yàn, ẹ jẹ́ kó bí ọmọ tó níṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe tí ó ń ṣe pé ìjọba ló fún níṣẹ́. Ó ń ṣe fashion designer, ó fẹ́ lọ fáṣọ fún àǹtí ẹ̀ àbí sister tó máa bímọ tó ránṣọ fún, ó wọnú public transport nínú Lagos State BRT Adéwàtì. Ó wá dàárọ̀, ó wá ní inú BRT yìí ló wọ̀. Wọ́n ní kò ṣe inú BRT yìí ló wọ̀. Ọmọ yẹn nínú BRT lòun wà, ó dẹ̀ sọ nọ́mbà BRT. Audio yẹn ṣì wà ó wà lórí WhatsApp mi, màá play ní ìjọ tá a bá tún ṣe program yà later. Ká farabalẹ̀ ká gbọ́ gbogbo conversation bá mi ṣe. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ikú tó bá máa pààyàn, wọ́n ní ikú máa ń rìn kankan mú lọ ni, òun làwọn àgbàlagbà sọ. Ikú máa ń rìn kankan mú lọ. Ó dẹ̀ ti kú, kí ló pa á? She saw it, but ikú tó máa pààyàn ni. Ó wá pa ọmọlúàbí ẹ̀, ó wá ṣí sí, kí má go into details. Ó wá ju bọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀, ó ju sáàárín oníbì kan lọ́nà yẹn, bíríìjì kan tó ń pè ní bẹ́ẹ̀ Èbúté Mẹ́ta, ó gbé bọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Wọ́n ní mọ́tò kan wà lẹ́yìn, SUV kan wà lẹ́yìn BRT yẹn tọ́jọ́ ń lọ ni. Ọyọ̀ tó máa yọ láre. Ìwọ wá ní hope wà ní Nàìjíríà. Bọ́ ọmọ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé sister ni bá mi ṣe Àyànwọlá kọ́lọ́mbà fọ̀hún kẹ́. Gbogbo ẹni tó ṣe bí yẹn ní sùn rè. Gbogbo yín pátá ní ẹ máa lọ. Jùmọ̀kẹ́ Oyèlékè wóróbo ló ń tà ní July 3rd ta lọ ṣe rally ní Lagos State after tó ti attack olóyè Ìgbòho's house. Òun ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú rally, straight bullet ló lọ bá. Okay, fáwọn yẹn àwọn endsars nǹkan. Ṣàtìrì àárí justice fún gbogbo àwọn yẹn náà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n wa Délégi wá, Kẹ́ńsáró wíwá. Èmi gan need the justice. Èmi gan need the justice. Mo rí justice. Let's move swiftly because of my time. Ní ọgọ́ta ọdún, our living as underdogs in a deepening, mo kàn ṣe analysis nítorí kíní one page lásán ni ìyẹn mo ṣe ń try láti ṣe analysis lè rárá. But I'm just going to read straight now. Deepening poverty, hopelessness of Nigeria in the ever-increasing moral depravity of Nigeria have seriously degraded our love of enterprise, our land. Ìyá mi ṣì ń ṣòwò títí dọ̀la. Tí bá délé mọ́ sí mi láàárọ̀ nísìn, gbogbo ọjà tó ń tà sí wà nínú ilé ẹ̀. Àwọn ìyá yẹn ń tajà ni. Kó tó bí mi ló ti ń travel. Just like some of our parents as well. Kó tó di pé Nàìjíríà bá gbogbo ìjẹ́ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Our confidence and pride, our cheerful love of family and loyalty to kinsfolk, our gratitude to benefactors, our respect for honesty and probity. In short, our whole Omoluabi foundation. Today, observers regard us as a people who cannot unite to struggle for even the most desirable goals, a people who cannot unite to resist the most insulting attacks on our land. Àwọn Igbo a máa bú wa, àwa náà ń bú wọn, orílẹ̀ wa dẹ̀ lọ ti ń ṣe, wá bú wa. Àtẹ̀gbàgbọ́ ké, ọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀ yẹra wa náà ni. But àwọn Lebanese tó ṣẹ̀ ń dé tẹ́ẹ̀rí ńkọ́? Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn Igbo yẹn nìkan la máa focus lé lórí? But àwọn kan wà tó ń pè ní Lebanese tó ń bá Tinubu ṣe nísìn, tó ń pè ní Shagori. Ní sọ̀rọ̀ wọn yẹn torí pé rí wọn physically. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn Shagori ní Tinubu gbé project Ìkàlàbá Lagos Coastal Road project yẹn fún 20 trillion. Ṣé àwọn Igbo ló gbé fún? So this is what we need to understand. Mo kí ìyá mi Ìrètí Ebisuwa ẹ káàbọ̀ mọ́. Mr. Oladele, Yorùbá yẹn pọ̀ díẹ̀. Àmì àṣẹ Elédùmarè gbogbo àwọn tó ní ọwọ́ nínú ikú bá mi ṣe, gbogbo wọn ló máa kó ìkorò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So when we are here, like I always say, èmi wá defend àwọn Igbo. Ẹ jẹ́ kó olúkálùkù máa lọ. Constitution wa ló máa decide ẹni tó máa. Ìlú yìí nísìn bó bá ra lé owó kọ́ ló nílẹ̀. Mo mọ bí ṣe lè ṣàlàyé kí ní ìṣá. Wọ́n pe bàbá kan ní Alfayed, ó ní owó bí ṣẹpẹrẹ. Ó dà pé ó ti kú nísìn. Wọ́n fún ní British passport tó fi kú. Mohammed Alfayed tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́yẹ̀ máa ń bò lẹ́nu nítorí kò mọ̀rọ̀ sọ. Ó máa ń bú queen bú gbogbo wọn ni. Ó ní kó wá yọ royal crest tó fi síwájú building ní shop òun ní night. Ó ní kó yọ dànù. Ọmọ Egyptian ni. Òun ní ọmọ Ẹ̀dódì tó jọ ọkùnrin. Nígbà tí Diana àti Prince Charles tí ìjà dé láàrin wọn, mo kí bàbá mi Ọláníyì Peter. Diana àmọ́ bí òun àti Dodi ṣe pàdé tó di pé ìfẹ́ wọ láàrin wọn. Ọmọ Egyptian tí bàbá ẹ̀ wá against àwọn royal family. Ó wá lọ fẹ́ ọmọ tí ó ń fẹ́ ọba, ìyẹn ọba tèmi ìgbà tó jẹ́ Prince. Diana ó lọ ń fẹ́ Dodi. Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀wọ̀n lé ẹ̀dá kankan mọ́. Wọ́n ní l'accident. Diana àti Dodi l'accident ní Paris. Conspiracy. The same problem tá ń go through lẹ́ni àwọn fúnra ara wọn ń go through ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn as royal family. Mo ní Prince Harry ó náà wọn ò ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn mọ́, ìyẹn ọmọ Diana. Máa jókòó síbẹ̀ kó ní make a dey play. Mo ti gbọ́. Trust them at your own wahala problem. Máa trust wọn. Let's go briefly because in 10 minutes ètò yìí máa tán lágbára Ọlọ́run. Today, okay, mo ti ká bẹ́yẹn. Today, our observers regard us as people who cannot unite to struggle for even the most desirable goals, a people who cannot unite to resist the most insulting attacks on our land, our people, our home, our children. We are seen as a people who would rather insult and denigrate those among us who dare to stand up to defend our cherished assets. Benny, trust this empire at your own risk. Àwọn ọmọ wọn nice o, ẹ má get me wrong, tó bá rọmọ ìbò tó bá lè fẹ́ kí mọ́lẹ̀ kó fẹ́ kó fún lóyún dànù kó gbàwé lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àwọn ọkọ fẹ́ ọmọ ìbò ni. Ó yẹ nísìn. They have báwa náà ṣe ní bad, good and ugly. Àwọn náà ní. But we are talking about that crazy institution, that empire tó create wa sáàárín àwọn olòṣì tí kò jẹ́ ká wà láàárín wọn. Mo kí bàbá mi Adébáyọ̀. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. Trust the British system at your own risk. Mo kí ya mi Comfort Ológunjà. Mo mọ̀ pé máa ń wo ètò lẹ́yìn tá a bá parí pẹ̀lú gbẹ̀yìn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Adébáyọ̀. Wọ́n yanjú Diana dànù ni pé ìwọ bí ṣe gbọ́ gan sef I don't know how true is it. Wọ́n ní Diana ti lóyún fún bàbá yẹn. So ọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbò fi gbalẹ̀ wa kọ́ ló wà nílẹ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó máa gbalẹ̀ wa kọ̀ọ̀kan, àwa la ní ilẹ̀. Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè ló fún wa ní ilẹ̀ yẹn, but a kò enjoy ẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n insult wa lórí ilẹ̀ wa, wọ́n ń jayé lórí ilẹ̀ wa, wọ́n dẹ̀ insult wa. Just reason mo kí ẹ brother mi dáadáa, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. The people are good, but the establishment can be shocking and diabolical. Àwọn ilé kàwé mi ò kàwé, ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣe bá mi gbé kalẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn náà ẹ̀ dáa, but sórí system yẹn ó ń tọ́jú àwọn èèyàn, ẹ má get me wrong, bí alájà Manchester máa ní Koiki jọ máa sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà, ó ń tọ́jú wa o, àmọ́ ó ti ṣe jàǹbá tó pọ̀ níta. Ó wá mọ táwọn wá ṣe sórí British Elédùmarè fẹ́ mú wọn, but wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké nílùú yìí. Ó ti gbọ́ mi, Elédùmarè ó yẹ kó ti arrest wọn ti pẹ́, but wọ́n wá ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké. Ṣé o mọ̀ kó tó bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bóyá Ọlọ́run lè, and when I mean Ọlọ́run, whichever Ọlọ́run tó bá feel, don't come and say Ọlọ́run ti Christian ti ẹnìkan, no, I'm talking about Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè. Maybe tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké, bóyá àtọmọ kékeré àtàgbàlagbà Nàìjíríà wo èrè wo kò tẹ̀ ní respect fọmọ kékeré débi pé ó fẹ́ ní respect fàgbàlagbà àtàrúgbó. Àwọn kan àwọn arúgbó jọ. I love Cocoon Foundation. Fún wọn láṣẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n jẹ. Ìyẹn kan lè máa fún ìyá mi láṣọ àti epo àti òróró ní London. Àwọn kan máa lọ ń gbà ní charity home. Kó jẹ́ àgbàjàgbà lọ. Charity rọ o. Ìyẹn ló máa solve problem tó wà nílẹ̀. Live in denial. Torí àsìkò mi, torí ọjọ́ ni òwúrọ̀, so a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mẹ́tò ìwásílẹ̀. A lè parí ẹ̀ in one go. Like I said, 1 week ni a máa fi ṣe program yìí, so ká máa mú ètò yẹn wá sílẹ̀ ní díẹ̀díẹ̀. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹn nísìn, bó mo lè sáré ka kíní ìtọ́kùn ṣe tó pọ̀. Analysis tí mo ṣe láàrẹ̀ ló ń jẹ́ kó máa pẹ́. We are seen as people who would rather insult and denigrate those among us who dare to stand up to defend our cherished asset. Moki African Confidential, Ifadare Moke. But a new day will come, a new day in our own sovereign and separate country, in Jesus' name, inshallah, Lashedumare. In our own separate from Nigeria, we shall revive and retrieve all of the losses in our character as a nation. We shall foster a solid base for our unity and strength. It is for this important reason that many of us, millions of us, are struggling mighty and main for our own sovereign and separate Yoruba nation. It is sadly true that some of us are confusing and obstructing our national struggle in a various pathetic way. Moki Mr. Samuel Ayomide. Imagine ọmọ Yorùbá ń tako intanṣe. Èdè ni àbí kí la máa pele. Koiki nífẹ̀ẹ́ Tinubu náà, ìwọ nìkan ló nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ìwọ tó rí Tinubu, èmi náà rí rí. So ìwọ tó rí rí tèmi náà rí rí, kí ló ṣe fún wọn, kò ṣe nǹkan kan fèmi náà. Mo kí ẹ Sheffield Kọ́láwọlé. We have people attacking us látara pé à ń béèrè fún in tó máa revive character wa, in tó máa sustain wa léni àti lọ́la. Ẹ wá attack wa, ẹ ń bínú sí wa. Èmi mo ní kó má wá sí UK ni. Wọ́n máa ń sọ náà, máa ń lo sentiment pé torí èmi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀, nítorí mo wà ní UK. Ebi torí mo sì tèmi revision yẹn ni. Èmi ni mo ní kí parent ti ẹ máa revision yẹn. Don't blame me for that. Èmi náà bá wà Nàìjíríà, mo lè máa tẹ̀lé agbèrò, mo lè ní kọ́ fún mi lówó junction, mo lè máa ṣe politics kí má dẹ̀ lé sí. Ìbá àwọn kan wà Nàìjíríà tó kí agbógun tá à ń ṣe. Wọ́n jáyé wọn lọ. Ìbí mo rí wọn lórí Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù, lórí page ẹ̀. gbogbo náà là ń rí oríṣiríṣi fídíò àwọn kan ṣayé lọ́wọ́ sí tó kàn wọ́n àwọn kan ní good money they're living very well but is that representing the whole 35 million ibi tí àwa ti ń fight fún nìyẹn àwa fight for the percentage of the small àwa ń fight for the generalize of the general people gbogbo èèyàn pátá ṣé o mọ̀ pé àwọn tó wà lábroad tó jọmọ Yorùbá àwọn kan ń jìyà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí o kò gbọ́ pọ́ wà lábroad even in UK kàmá ìtúsọ America but ìjọ kan máa dé tí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa níjọ ìyànjú but we shall foster a solid base for our unity and strength. It is for this important reason that many of us and millions of us are struggling. It is sadly that true that some of us are confusing and obstructing our national struggle and obstructing struggle yìí ẹ fi penetrate oya ẹ lọ penetrate wọn bí unity mo kí ló ṣàwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ ó ṣe night vision night revival àwọn ọmọ ni mo rí pé ó dà ń pé transmission wọn ó dákẹ́ lánàá má ṣe àwa lójú kan ìyá dagboru kan dé ó lo sweet talk mo kí àwa Tóyìn Lawal 2003 àwọn kan ní ẹ̀kọ́ ìkì tí olójọ́ obìnrin ni náà ó mọ̀ pé obìnrin kọ́ ló bí èmi kùnkùté ló bí mi èmi ò níyàwó nílé. That was some of the argument by some of àwọn tàjọ ń ṣe ìrìnàjò yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ní tí olójọ́ obìnrin la ṣe abandon ẹ̀ la ṣe tẹ̀lé ẹ̀ tí ráwọn tó tẹ̀lé tán nísìn kí ni outcome ẹ̀ I pity a lot of you. But with our separation from Nigeria tá bá pín látara Nigeria the chance will open for our leaders to call us all together. Má bínú lẹ́yìn kankan máa ń ní alarm tó máa ń set up àkókò tí fẹ́ parí ètò anyway so àbọ̀ yẹn nísìn as okay jẹ́ ìta kí ni bàbá ìtukọ̀ máa ń láìkì Dr. African Confidential only the easiest people to deal with, believe it or not, are Peter Obi's followers. When you understand that these people do not fully develop brains, you will understand whether they are coming from and more empathetic than upset. Whenever I encounter this obedience, I see a mentally incapacitated people. That is the reason I do not take their retort seriously. There's a reason it is challenging to come across anyone with substance among them, beside maybe a couple of their leaders. They insult and mob. I know bí ó lè wọlé. Tinubu ò tẹ̀lé fún láyè kó wọlé. Kàkà kó bí wọlé, Tinubu máa rí gàrẹ̀ wọlé. Obi is wasting his time. And Nigeria dẹ̀ máa pín. So eventually Obi kéré ke ò ní rí position yẹn. Bó wọn kò sọkún láti ní dọ́là. Ò ní rí. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. So but with our separation from Nigeria, the chance will open for our leaders to call us all together as a strong, united, purposeful, and achievement-conscious family, and the day will come very soon. So, ibi tá máa rí àdàgbà ètò tààrọ̀ ìsí nìyẹn. Àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀tí comment rẹpẹtẹ níbí báyìí jẹ́ nǹkan sáré kí yín because I gotta start making my way now because I need láti end the programming. So, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà lórí bíbá Mr. Ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká Àfà Salamu Alaikum àwọn àfà dáadáa nìyẹn. Àwọn àfáà tó mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú orí olókun kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú anything. Online marketing agency Koiki rubbish please we need you in Nigeria come and help Yoruba people. Anyway mo ní bú ẹ so màá kọ́ block ẹni that's all so mo ń bọ̀ dáàdì ẹ ló máa pè mí tí màá fi wálé. Mo kí àfáà Ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká mo ti block ìwèrè yẹn so kàkà kí kò jẹ́ wọ́n ti ní kí n máa block yín ni so Táíwò Kíkẹ́ Fásánmi mo kí yín. Adéwùnmí Adénípẹ̀kun mo kí ẹ nígbà tí mo wálé ní 2021 níbodè wọ́n wà nígbà yẹn mo ń bọ̀ Isaac Williams mo kí ìyá mi Dorcas Kazeem ẹ̀ka àárọ̀ mọ́ mi and on that note I gotta go now mo kí gbogbo wa pé ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀ mo kẹ́yìn àfáà wa mo kẹ́yìn wòlíì wa mo kí gbogbo yín Yorùbá Abẹ́òkúta ní the last man standing thank you so much and on that note this is how far we can take you this morning. We'll be back again for more program as much of educative ones that will keep the spirit of the Yoruba nation going. Mo kí gbogbo lé o. Yoruba nation no going back. Bye for now.